Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Amagi. Now it's been a while, it's been a requested ship, so you know me, I bring it back for you guys. However, this one is going to be less about me and more about winning. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Now, that isn't to be said that this isn't going to be a good match. It's going to actually be the opposite of not being a good match. It's going to be a good match. Why couldn't you just say that from the beginning, Spartan? I don't know. Sometimes my brain and my mouth don't sync up. It's okay. Anybody who has ever listened to Assault Ration understands that. But anyway, we're going to push out. We're on Tears of the Desert. It's domination because all matches are domination. So we're going to push up forward and try to take A early. Now, I'm going to put myself in initial position for an Alpha Strike because Alpha Strikes at the beginning of matches can easily win the match for you. And so I like to do that. It is dangerous. Putting yourself in position for an Alpha Strike is also putting yourself in position to be Alpha Struck. So keep that in mind. Pay attention to what's going on around you. So, yeah, we're going to put ourselves not completely flat broadside, but broadside enough that I can get shots at the enemy with all 5 guns, which is all 10 guns. Now, I like the Amagi. I personally enjoy the Amagi. It can be troll. Obviously, it's a Japanese battleship. Sometimes the guns are just impossible to miss, and sometimes the guns are impossible to hit. That's just the way this thing goes, which is why I don't play it more than I do. But I do enjoy... Oh, hello, Atlanta. Can we sneak it over to Mountain before he disappears? Shot out. Wait for it. Pow! Okay, I was a little early. 7 overpins! God, he's so lucky. At this range, he is lucky he is alive. But, American light cruisers, you gotta love them. But, yeah. 7 overpins, 9,300 damage. Still not insignificant amount of damage against him. Now, Venom gets spotted, goes into a smoke, it stops. One of the worst things you can do in a destroyer is smoke up and then stop. Because everybody's going to keep being able to hit you. Now, we lose a Yadachi right off the bat to a La Fantasque, which is not preferable, to say the least. But they lose a Venom immediately thereafter to a La Fantasque. Are you guys seeing a pattern here? La Fantasque, pretty good little destroyer. Especially with that reload booster for the main guns. But, I digress. We hit that Venom for, what, 4,000 damage as well. So, that was a team kill. Getting him out of the game quickly. That's 15. Is it 15 or 16? It's a lot of torpedoes and they're gone. So that's good. Now, Wichita here, I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit hesitant to shoot at. I know these torpedoes are coming. I don't think they have enough range to hit me, but I don't want to take the chance, and luckily they do run out, giving me quite the little scare, but not really scared. I figured they would run out, but at the same time, I've been wrong recently, and it cost me my life. So, it's unfortunate. But we do get a shot at the Wichita. We get 1 penetration, not a whole lot of damage there. We're going to swing around to get the rear guns involved because this Wichita could completely wreck my destroyers. So we're going to get rid of him, and he actually eats another torpedo from the La Fantasque. La Fantasque, you are absolutely La Fantastic. Thank you for your ability. Unfortunately, the La Fantasque also died, leaving us with a single destroyer left. They have 2. And that's going to play hugely into how this match turns out. The fact that we lose 2 destroyers early and they still have 2 destroyers for the duration of this match until very late game is going to definitely affect how this goes. Now, if you have never played the Amagi, or if you're playing the Amagi and you are running into issues with taking hits and getting citadeled, the Amagi, unbeknownst to a lot of people, does have turtleback armor. So it gets better as you get closer to people. Hence the bull rush technique that I'm kind of doing. I'm also capturing a base, which is not to be discounted. Like, I am capturing this base because it's a domination. We don't have anybody else moving up to capture the base, so we got to do it. It's not preferable to be in a battleship capturing bases because you're the easiest thing in the world to reset. However, I'm not firing at anything. I don't want to get detected. I don't want people to shoot me and reset me. They can shoot the Alabama to my right all they want. But the main thing is we get this base captured, and then we can move out as a team together, pushing. Now, obviously, there were some torpedoes launched across the bow of my ship, which I guess is the thing. But Atlanta wasn't planning on coming out from behind his island. But he's just overwhelmed. There's nothing this Atlanta can do. He's got guys on every side of him. No matter which side he goes to, he's just begging to be killed. Now, the Alabama on our team is going to be a bit of a killer. Like, he's not going to be the damage guy, okay? He's not. He's going to be the cleanup guy. He's the batter. He's batting cleanup, okay? He's the guy that comes in and gets all the glory. So keep that in mind. But we are going to be the tank, okay? We are also going to be kind of a field marshal. Now, I was not talking in chat during this match, so I'm going to have to use some commands. And you can see here, I'm actually trying. I hit the wrong button. I'm trying to get it to say, hey, we need to capture bases, because right now, nobody on my team is trying to capture bases. The enemy is about to go up 3 bases to 1. And the score is going to take off drastically because of it. So we need now. Now is the time. Stop worrying about the Leon and start engaging the bases. Okay? Leon is doing his team absolutely no favors unless we go after him. So recognizing when to disengage from a kiting opponent will save your team games. Now, we catch the Leon here turning back in for his 16-gun salute. We're going to bow tank a little bit or try to increase the angle a little bit. Unfortunately, he does get a really good salvo. We get pretty fortunate there to not get Citadel, because the Amagi at these kinds of ranges is very prone to being Citadel when it gives up broadside. Even getting over-angled in the Amagi can be dangerous at range. Because you have more guns in the rear, and you tend to take a lot of you take a lot of Citadels when you over-angle in this thing. But we take a shot at the Fantastic there. Anytime you get a chance to take a shot at a destroyer, you have to try to take it. Now, obviously, we take another hit from the Leon there, but notice that my team is recognizing, other than there's one cruiser that is devoted to that Leon at the moment, our team is recognizing that the Leon is no threat to the team. As long as he keeps sailing to the edge of the map, he can sail out there as long as he wants. We need to get back in here. My destroyer listens, goes over and starts capturing Bravo. I'm going to do the not preferable task of being a battleship going into shark-infested, torpedo-infested waters and heading to not only engage the enemy, but to stop them from getting cap points. Luckily, this salvo, we had just enough room to scoot between the torpedoes. It was very close. It's one of those things you know they're in the area, so you've got to be ready to make adjustments as quickly as possible. Now, my Amagi, one of the things that I will say is my Amagi has very good turning. They nerfed the turning, which was the biggest problem, or biggest thing that they nerfed about the Amagi. They ended up making it slightly more accurate recently, and that is a huge buff. Okay, when you're talking about 410mm guns, getting any more accurate is a huge buff. And so what I've done is try to de-nerf the turning of this ship. So I've got steering gears on it, I've done things like that, and the damage control and stuff like that, to try to make this ship more mobile, back to its glory days, and with the new buff to dispersion. And it has done very well for me every time I've played it. Now, this one's not going to be a damage game, okay? We are not trying to get damage in this game. I mean, we're always trying to get damage, but at this point, damage is least of our problems. And I thought I was going to get away with it this time, but he just gets that extra torpedo to fit right in the gap. And we take it on the bow, taking 11,000 from that Yadachi torp. But we're doing our best to avoid getting torps. We've done pretty well. And every torpedo that they send at me, they're not sending at my teammates. Okay? I am more capable, in my mind, of dodging torpedoes than the Alabama that's behind me. I am more capable of avoiding damage than anybody else on my team, according to my head. Okay? So This cruiser actually does the wrong thing here, but it actually is going to work out in our favor. Now, Yudachi gets lit up, and you cannot waste an opportunity to shoot a Yudachi. You just can't. You have to hit him. And there we take about a third of his health, maybe a little bit more than a third. Remember, they don't have a lot of health. And every single time, now you'll notice I'm on fire twice. We're going to get set on fire again. I know torps are going to be coming from the Yudachi again. We're on fire 3 times. We are dead. The likelihood we're able to survive much longer is slim and none. There's torpedoes on the way. We're not going to be able to avoid them. So get as much damage as we can, and we get another disgusting hit on the Yudachi, leaving him alive. Now, I didn't load high explosive because I was still not sure I was going to get another shot at the Yudachi, which is why I didn't load high explosive. But we do manage to get a lot of damage on Yudachi. We managed to tank a lot of damage from the battleships. The cruiser and I both go down. But we have cleared the way for this Alabama to come in absolutely clutch. And you'll see what I mean. Now, the team is still going around capturing bases. Look at the destroyer. Went from B straight over to C. He's not worrying about getting damage. He's worried about the win. And that is something I cannot stress to you enough. As the Alabama narrowly escapes absolute death against the Bismarck, which would have been hilariously embarrassing. Then the Yudachi comes in for a suicide torp run. And here's where you've got to understand destroyers. You know that he's low health. I have taken most of the health off of him. He is charging an American battleship. American battleships have very short range, but very good secondaries. And sure enough, he does not get his torps off. The Alabama is able to squeeze with the narrowest of margins in between the torps. The Wichita finishes off the Roma with fire, and that leaves a single ship between us and certain victory. And we're capturing all of the bases. This is how you win. Teamwork. I can't stress it enough, guys. I know that I like to showcase huge damage games because it's entertaining for everybody, but I think one thing that everybody forgets about when they get into the heat of the moment is teamwork. Small moments make each game possible. And in those moments, you will win or you will lose. Now, Alabama has himself a pretty great game, finishing with 4 kills. But watch where he ends up on the leaderboard. Confederate is, for me, 89,000 damage. Not a barn burner, but 2,500 base XP because we captured bases, we contested bases, we got up in the enemy's face, and we took hits. Battleships, I can't stress to you enough how much tanking damage is your job. You do not need to sit in the back for the entire match. And this is where I try to be, as nice as I can about this. But teamwork, know your role, and perform your duties. Do your job. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I know I enjoyed being in this match with this amazing team. No one person did anything spectacular in that team. But we came from, 400 points down at one point, or 300 points down, and came back to win that match because of teamwork. So, if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to your channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.